computer.
Now we're recording.
Hello.
Morning, Melissa.
Hello, how are you?
How are you? I'm very well, thank you. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Melissa and my company is called Pixie Photography. I am a corporate and PR photographer. I mainly specialise with businesses and PR agencies that need digital images to market their businesses on websites and social platforms.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, you practice that one. So how are you doing, most importantly?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Kind of just plodding along and waiting for lockdown to be over. So
yeah, well, lots happened in the last few days, I think, over the border. So I'm not sure what's going to happen this week here in Wales. But I mean, the last few months, being a photographer, obviously you're out and about. That must have been difficult.
Yeah, well, when lockdown first happened, all my work completely stopped. So all my commissions came to a halt. And since then I haven't had any work because, as you know, Martin, I photograph people all the time. So with the social distancing being in force, photographing people wasn't really something I could do within businesses, and businesses have been closed. So everything came to a halt for me really in mid-March time. So.
Has anything started up recently with people starting to go back to business? And most of it seems to be in England at the moment, but there must be some kind of outdoor work you can do social distancing.
Yeah, well, I've noticed that I've been getting some inquiries from clients that cancelled work prior to lockdown, when lockdown happened, about maybe talking about dates to reschedule. But until the Welsh Government make an announcement this week, everything's on hold really till we know what's happening with that. And I think once we know what happens with that, then we can start making plans again. But at the moment, it's still no photography apart from the stuff I've done in the community really, which is finished now. So
yeah, do you want to tell people about that then? Because obviously I usually have a chat with people about what they've been doing personally for to keep themselves amused, and there's people out there baking and a lot more cooking and reading and that kind of thing. But you in your community, where do you live again? It's
yeah, well, I live in Buckley, but just on the outskirts there's a little area called Little Mountain. So it's a small community, and I live in a crescent there of about 20 houses. The age groups are very varied. There's a lot of people I think Beryl that's been here for 65 years. So there's some people that are in their late 70s, early 80s, and then you've got the younger ones. My neighbours there like early 30s. But so what I decided to do was just to keep morale up locally as well, because we're a really close-knit neighbourhood. We have like summer barbecues and like a Christmas get-together, just for everyone to have a nice time. So to keep morale up, I asked the neighbours if they fancied being part of the project so that I could still carry on to continue to use my cameras, and they weren't shoved in a box for a couple of months. So they agreed. So we basically did like social distancing pictures of what they have been doing in lockdown. So like you said, people have been baking and reading and stuff. So I wanted to do a project of what people were doing to keep positive during lockdown. So we did a series of 12 photographs, and then just a little bit of written content at the side to let people know what they'd been up to and how they were keeping positive. And it seemed to have gone down really well. People were dead excited about it. The older ones they live on their own, and you know, obviously they couldn't see family because they were in the higher age category of being isolated. So they were excited to be being part of it and stuff like that. So it was nice.
That's lovely, yeah.
Positive thing to do.
Did you know all your neighbours beforehand? Because I've moved house recently, and things like Clap for Carers, obviously we all come out on a Thursday night and everyone's waving, and I wouldn't have maybe known some of these people if not for this. You know, this brought the community together. Yeah.
Well, I've been here 4 years in June now. So yeah, and it is literally, we're just in a crescent. And like I say, we have a summer barbecue every July. That probably won't happen this year, but we all bring food together in the crescent. We put a couple of gazebos up, and then we all bring tables and chairs, and then we have a barbecue and drinks and music and stuff. And then then at Christmas we hired out a local room and have a little party there. But yeah, I know everybody. There's some that take part, there's some that don't take part, that like to keep to themselves. But I'd probably say 80% of the Crescent get involved, and yeah, they're really nice. I'm really, really lucky to have such great neighbours, to be honest.
Yeah, that helps. It helps bring people together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What about what are you drinking there? You on the coffee?
Cup of tea.
It feels like a Monday morning, doesn't it, today?
It does, yeah.
The weather's gone a bit dour as well. What about one thing I'm doing in obviously we're in a similar position, both kind of freelancers working for ourselves. But you've got a daughter, haven't you? Is homeschooling been? She's at high school though, isn't she? She's not in primary.
Yeah, she's in year 9. So your kids are a bit younger than mine, but homeschooling it's not been too bad because she's older. I can just have a look at what she's got to do and just let her crack on with it. The biggest issue has been getting her out of bed every day.
Yeah.
She's a teenager, she just wants to sleep in. So but yeah, she's normally at a laptop at 10:30 and cracking on. And to be honest, I've not put too much pressure on her because mental health with everybody's been high, you know, problems with that.
Yeah.
And with her going through the teenage years anyway, and not being able to see her friends has been a massive thing for her, even though she's not really complained about it. But she, with technology and stuff, you know, she can video call them all the time, every day and stuff. So yeah, but she does a couple of tasks a day, which the school are happy with. And as long as she does that, me and her dad are happy. And I say to her, once you've done it, you can do whatever you want then. So
Yeah.
she tends to do it and get it out of the way, and then stays in the bedroom for the majority of the day on her phone. So.
It's difficult, isn't it? Yeah. The younger two, I mean, I find the children are more resilient than the adults in a lot of cases, and particularly the teenage children. A lot of them are social distancing. They're not going out with their friends. But then you go out and you see big gangs of people around, and my teenage daughter in particular is very much like, what are they doing? You know. But and as you can see, I've got pirate flags. My son was 6 at the weekend, so having his birthday in lockdown wasn't much fun. But luckily it was sunny, so we made the best of it. But they've been incredible, and like you, I'm just maybe 3-4 hours a day maximum. Make it fun in the afternoons because it is mental health. They said just keep the brain active and keep the body active as much as possible.
Yeah, because I've not actually been out a lot at all, to be honest. My car's probably moved off my drive maybe 3 or 4 times in the 9 weeks we've been locked down. But me and Emily did pop to a local supermarket the other day, and we saw young groups of kids walking around. And I just thought, you know, the parents shouldn't really be letting them out. And, you know, that's hard to explain to Emily that she can't go out, but then she sees other kids, but she wasn't really bothered. She knows how it is, and she accepts it. So
I usually ask about what's happening to your sector nationally, so photographers nationwide. But the main, well, like obviously you've been hit, but particularly wedding photographers, you don't do too many weddings, do you? You do the odd one, but
well, to be honest, I've probably not done any weddings in about 12 to 18 months. But I do assist a local photographer occasionally with her weddings, and she's been hit hard. I know that all her weddings from April to October have been either cancelled or postponed to next year. So financially, wedding photographers, I think they've been really hit hard, because it's not as if, you know, with my commissions they can get picked up again once we come into lockdown, but as you know, with weddings, if they're not happening this year, you know, they're just going to happen next year. So I think wedding photographers really have basically lost 50% of their income for this year.
Absolutely.
Which may not be able to get back in other ways. So I feel for them. But my business, it's not financially been hit hard, because I know that I could hopefully pick it up once we're out. But you know, it's something we don't really need, isn't it? You know, we don't really.
It's positive that there are, you know, when things start to ease, then the work will be there. You know, hopefully it's the same with me. Really, you hope that people will, when they do start to open, they're going to have to start talking about it, and that, you know, and we work together sometimes with businesses, and different organisations that are in lockdown, and then when they're coming out of that, start social distancing, they're going to need to share that message, and obviously the images are a big part of that.
Yeah, and that is something I'm going to start promoting. Hopefully put some packages together with some discounts and incentives to get people out there, because we don't know what financial situation businesses are in. You know, they might not have the money to spend. You know, photography is a speciality, and it's seen as a bit of a treat to pay for with some people.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not something you'd go out and normally buy. So I'm hoping that with a couple of packages that I can put together with some nice discounts, you know, and it's all about helping companies as well that need that material to actually promote themselves, to get back out there themselves and get some business. So hopefully working together, we can help other businesses as well to move forward like ourselves. So.
But it is a job you can do while social distancing, because most of the time you will be 2 meters away from the subject, won't you? So hopefully, you know, if you can access in and out and get the pictures, and I know you do video as well. And
yeah, and I use my partner. He does the video mostly, but yeah, you know, I have spoken to him about doing a couple of packages that may involve just images, and then images and video, and then images, video, and then an end product of some visuals with maybe some written content on that businesses can actually just use to put on social and to push out there. So it's just a case of getting some materials together and getting our heads together. Because as you know, I'm studying.
Yeah, you're doing is it marketing qualification?
Yeah, I'm studying a CIM in marketing, and I've got 3 assignments to write by the 8th of June. So I'm virtually at the end of my 2nd assignment now. So it's taking up a lot of my brain power. You know, I don't know how you do it, Martin, but there's a lot to it, isn't there? So I think at the moment, because I like to be quite organised, I think I need to just get this assignment out the way, these assignments out the way, and then I can start focusing more on pushing the business. And I think time-wise, it'll probably fall in quite nicely to start pushing it once these assignments are written and gone in a week and a half. So
I'd probably still do it the night before if I was doing any kind of qualification right now. The same as I was like that at school, so nothing has changed.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
What do you think about the one thing we both discussed in our position as well is the support that's been offered from government in Welsh and UK government, business support, personal support, furloughing, loans, etc. I mean, have you had any support from them, and what do you think of it nationally?
Yeah, I've been quite lucky with the support, because obviously, you know how they've done it with the self-employed, is they've averaged a 3-year tax return and then based it on that, and my tax returns have been quite high over the last 2-3 years, so I've been quite lucky. But that's great for me, but then I know people that are self-employed that have fallen through the net because they haven't qualified for it, and certain criteria they've not met. So I'm not happy with that. I think something needs to be done about that to help these people to actually get some financial help, and hopefully the Welsh Government will pull the socks up and try and do something to help businesses.
I was one of those, yeah, that just kind of criteria worked against me. The company's 2 years old now, and yeah, because of certain bits and bobs. But luckily, I've been managing to keep working with organisations that haven't been in lockdown. Some of the more public sector and education side of things that are still working remotely and still going strong. So hopefully coming out of this in the next few months. Again, personally, you know, my daughter's supposed to be going to university in September, and speaking to her, it's still in a balance over what grades they're going to get. Obviously, there's no exams this year. Will they start in September? She seems relatively confident because of where she's looking at in England. They might do, but things like halls of residence, where will she stay? So it's a crazy time for that particular age bracket of 18, 19-year-olds. Really feel for them. You mentioned as well have you picked up any new skills? I guess the marketing qualification is one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's, if I'm being honest, that's apart from a bit of yoga, which I've not really done this last week.
You do your exercise in the street as well, don't you? You all get together in the street.
Yeah. So typical me suggested it, and now I have to lead it every Sunday. So it started off by just us going out there and just doing a few bits and bobs, but there was no structure to that. And so I decided to print out some circuit training cards and just distance them every 2 meters, and every 30 seconds people have to go to the next card and then do whatever's written on the card, like sit-ups.
Oh, right, okay, brilliant.
Yeah, but then again, we've got Beryl that comes down, but she literally walks down, but she just dances the whole time because I think she's 8, actually, I better not say it, but she's in her 80s.
21 again, I'm sure.
I don't want to say it and get it wrong and make her older than she is, but no, you know, and she really looks forward to that. And then we actually didn't have it on Sunday this weekend because I had a Zoom call with a friend in Australia in the morning, so that took over. I was on the Zoom call for 2 hours, so I didn't do it this weekend, but we made up for it by having bingo instead.
Oh, so perfect. That's more her pace, more my pace as well. How is it in Australia for your friend, out of interest?
Yeah, no, she said the terms they use over there is different to here, but they've been stood down from the position, she said, actually, and she thinks they might not go back to work till September.
Wow. What does she do? Does she work in there?
She works in flight for an airline company, so in tourism. So yeah, but she said that the possibility is that they might not bring her back until September. So the government they're giving out benefits to people, which is great. She said if you either work full-time or part-time, you still get the same amount as everybody else. So even though it's not a huge amount, she said if you work full-time it probably wouldn't be enough, but because she worked part-time it was sufficient for her, and it's quite close to what she was earning. So, but yeah, she's saying like September that the chances are she might not go back to work. So
wow. So many mixed things going on, aren't there?
Yeah.
Right, well, brilliant to speak to you.
You too.
And love to the family, and I'll see you on the other side.
You will. Right.